next game is called Storyteller, and this features Rory McGrath telling a story. So we'd like to come over here ready to tell a story.
I'll take the jug.
So Rory will be telling a story, but to make it interesting, he's going to involve the other people, the other contestants. Can you go over there and be ready to be brought into the story? Thank you very much. I'll just fill my glass up because Rory's, for some reason, brought me some water. I don't know why. What do I got to do? I've got to do something. Oh, yes, I know. I've got to get a title and a moral from the audience. So I'm just going to come into the audience and this gentleman here in this interesting T-shirt. What does that say, that T-shirt?
Cardiacs.
Cardiac. Sorry, I can't read. What does that mean?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
No.
Odd thing to put on your T-shirt then, really, isn't it? Now, but anyway, I'm just talking to you as a fashion god. Now, what can I ask your name?
Joe.
Joe. Now, I didn't want to get involved in a long chat like this, but you know how it is. Can you give me a title of a story for Rory, really? Rory story.
The day I told a story.
The day I told a story. No, a bit more to it than that. Sorry to worry you like this.
I was a Russian fighter pilot.
Were you? Oh, yes, that's right.
That's it.
I was a Russian fighter pilot. Now, I'll get to somebody else here. This gentleman here, this lady sitting next to you. Can you think of a moral that the story could illustrate? Well, no is probably the honest answer. Well, I threatened to come to you, so I'll come to you now.
Yes. You want a moral?
You know, like the grass is always greener on the other side.
Never do it on the first date.
Never do it on the first date. So, yes. Is this from bitter experience?
Absolutely.
No, I was talking together. So that's it, Rory. The story is I was a Russian fighter pilot, and the moral is never do it on the first date.
Once upon a time, there was a little man called John Jonovich Denisonov. He was a miserable bastard and would often talk to himself in a loud, cantankerous voice.
He said,
surprisingly, as he was the centre forward for Newcastle United.
Are we the lads? Are we the lads?
His ambition, apart from getting the Geordie accent right, was to be a Russian fighter pilot, like his friend, Tony. Tony was a beautiful girl.
Videos, late night.
Who liked to dress up as a man.
I want to go out with you tonight.
No, товарищ, you're too kinky. Too weird. Dressed like Grace Jones. I can't dig this thing, Daddy. You see?
And so the plan was hatched that Tony would take Jonovich up in his MiG fighter on their first date.
So, I want to show you my joystick. Is all right?
Yes, as long as we play some Fruit Gum Company records while we are up there, yeah?
It's true.
And so they went off to play with their joystick, as Tony had got a grant from the Ministry of Innuendo. But the Russian Premier, Mikhail Gorbachev, got to hear of this plan and immediately came round to Tony's dacha.
Oh, Mikhail, what's cooking?
Dacha!
Said Mr. Gorbachev punningly. And then finally came out with a perfect piece of advice for them on their first date.
We've done all that.
Don't. Which roughly translated, of course, means don't do it on your first pineapple. Russian's not that good.
Thank you.